I am so excited to be here today talking with alumna Jessi Beyer. Some of you might remember Jessi as one of our webinar presenters from fall 2019, way back in December. It feels like a million years ago, but a lot has happened since then, both for us as a collective society and also in Jessi's life. And so we wanted to catch up with her and hear a little bit about what's going on as she has just recently launched a book.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jessi. Would you like to start by introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about who you are, your connection to the University of Minnesota, and what you're up to?
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduated from the University of Minnesota last May with a degree in psychology from the College of Liberal Arts. And to say that this last year has been crazy would be an understatement. It has been such a journey, and I'm so excited for everything that's happened since then. So I am a speaker and a mental health advocate, and now I can add best-selling author to that list, and I'm so excited about that. It's still so surreal. But my focus is primarily in trauma and in helping people learn how to support someone who's been through a trauma, and that's what I'm really passionate about. That's what I speak about. That's what my book is about. And I'm really excited for this conversation and get to share with you guys what I've learned, what I've done, and hopefully some takeaways for you guys.
Absolutely. So we'll talk about the book in just a minute, but I can't imagine when you set out writing your story that you would imagine you'd be releasing it in the middle of kind of a worldwide mental health crisis. Obviously we're facing huge challenges with the outbreak of the coronavirus, and it's not infrequent that we read stories about how this is impacting people's mental health. So I'm just curious, what have you learned throughout this experience about yourself, about those around you, and kind of what advice would you have for folks as they navigate through this day to day?
Well, I think this is really interesting timing, first and foremost, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so everyone's already thinking about mental health, and then you throw in a global pandemic on top of that, and people are a little bit more focused on that. But, as awful as this pandemic has been, and as much as my heart goes out to so many people, I think it's also been kind of good for people's mental health, because it gives them an opportunity to say, whoa, this is actually important. This isn't something that only weak people struggle with, or only people who are broken struggle with. Everyone can struggle with their mental health. And I'm really excited to see how people are going to continue to prioritize their mental health after this is over and after we're able to go back to normal life. But in the meantime, how to prioritize your mental health now. For everything that's abnormal in the world right now, there's still a lot that's normal. You can still go outside. You can still spend time in nature. You can call up your friends and family members and have conversations with them. You can read books that, are fun books, but that also can help develop you personally, spiritually, professionally, whatever that is. There's a lot of opportunities now for you to continue to live healthily and prioritize your mental health through, like I said, relationships, exercise, move your body, people, and through spending time outdoors. So I would really just encourage people to continue to pursue those avenues and recognize that it's okay to not be okay right now. I think that's something that's really good that can come out of this, is that it's okay that things are not okay right now. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to be scared. It doesn't mean anything less of you, because everyone is stressed and scared right now too. So recognize that, accept that whatever you're feeling is completely okay, and then just continue to prioritize those activities that upkeep your mental health.
It's okay to not be okay. That's a great mantra for all of us right now.
Put it on a t-shirt or something.
Put it on a t-shirt. I couldn't relate to that statement more. I think that's so important. And I think, for so many of us, we're experiencing a lot of ups and downs throughout this whole moment in time. And a lot of times when you find yourself down, it's because you've lost sight of that you have these expectations that life is supposed to look like what it looked like before and feel like how it felt before. And right now it's just not, we're not there. And there's obviously a lot of different experiences that folks are having. So I appreciate the advice that you shared there.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about your book. So you released it on Tuesday. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the book is about?
Yeah, so my book is called How to Heal, a practical guide to 9 natural therapies you can use to release your trauma. And as you probably guessed by the subtitle, it's about natural and integrative trauma therapies. And it was such a fun experience to write. I actually started it as my capstone project for my undergraduate degree at the U of M. And I started taking a nature-based therapies class and really just fell in love with that. Obviously, I knew how powerful nature was personally from all the time that I'd spent in it. And so getting to learn about how that translated into a scientific and psychological perspective was amazing. And it kind of triggered my interest. I was like, oh, you know, what else is out there? What other therapies are there? And so I kind of just did a Google search of trauma therapies, natural trauma therapies, and picked a few from there and wrote a book about it. Fun, right? No, but it was so amazing. I got to meet so many incredible therapists and professionals and trauma survivors as I wrote this book to share their stories and their expertise with me. So it was an amazing experience. I actually finished the manuscript last May, and I was going to kind of get a traditional publisher and go that route and everything like that. But that unfortunately didn't end up working out. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just table this for a couple years, build up a bigger audience, and then try again. It's too important to me, you know, right now to get this information out. And it was kind of timely with the pandemic. It's not bad timing. So I waited to put it out until May because it was Mental Health Awareness Month. So that with the global pandemic, it was definitely a crazy storm to get this out at this time. But the launch went incredibly. We hit #1 in 9 categories and top 10 in an additional 5. So I could not be happier with how the launch went. I'm so excited for everyone to read it and to get the messages from it, and also to be able to support the charity that I'm supporting with the book. So I'm just over the moon right now. It's amazing.
Well, congratulations, Jessi. We're really excited for you and the success
Thank
that
you.
you've found. And I love hearing that it was started out of a school project.
Yeah.
You know, especially as we are in graduation season right now and students are launching into alumni life. It's great to hear an example of how you made that transition yourself from school to professional.
Definitely. It was not something that I planned per se. I wasn't like, I'm going to use my capstone project and write a book. I just kept writing more and more. And I was like, oh, well, we already have to interview people for our capstone project. I'm just going to go interview like 20 of them and have conversations with them. So it wasn't something I could have planned, but I would definitely encourage any seniors who are listening to this right now, meaning rising seniors, not graduating seniors, but also people who have graduated recently, take the opportunities that come to you and see how you can be creative with them. You know, you don't have to do just what the requirements say, or just, I don't want to say the bare minimum, because so many people at the U of M do way more than the bare minimum, but take those opportunities and see how you can mold them to fit what your passions are and what you want to do with your career, because there's so many opportunities at that university to do exactly that.
That's great advice, and I think especially relevant in these times when the traditional job market and opportunities might be fading away, and we are all being asked to be creative and dig a little deeper to think about what are those areas that you're naturally interested in, and how can your education or even your alumni communities support you. I know that you recently reached out to alumni for support. Do you want to talk even a little bit more about what that looked like and what it's led to?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Maroon and Gold Network was something that I had signed up for when I graduated and then kind of just let it sit. I didn't do loads with it. And when I reached out to Marissa for some alumni contacts, she's like, go dig through there. And so, of course, I went and dig through there and found so many amazing contacts that were able to connect me to different press and media outlets for potential interviews regarding my book and mental health there. So everyone was so helpful. It's such an easy platform to use. And it's great that you're able to filter everyone there by people who are willing to help with what you need, but also in the industry that you need. So it's a super user-friendly platform. And like I said, everyone was so willing to help just because we have this shared network of being an alumni of the same university. So it was such a great suggestion. I'm so glad that I was able to use it.
That is music to my ears. I love to hear that. And I think, you know, one of the what you mentioned about you created the account last year and you returned to it when you needed it. That's one of the things that I think is really powerful about the Maroon and Gold Network platform is it's completely user driven. You get to decide when you have the need to reach out, when you have the need to network. And this was a perfect opportunity. And then, like you said, you found alumni who were ready and willing because they've all volunteered to help students and fellow grads in this way. And really, they're just waiting to be contacted. They're thrilled to help others in this way. And so for those of you watching this who maybe aren't on the Maroon and Gold Network yet or haven't had a chance to utilize it to its full potential, definitely check it out. We'll include the link in the description for this video.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a good opportunity for me to then pay it forward too. You know, It's been such a helpful community. And if you guys need any help or want any questions, definitely reach out to me. I mean, everyone on there is so willing to help.
I love that. And I think especially for our student population, being able to reach out to grads who are just across that threshold, 2019 grads, 2018, 2017 grads, a few steps ahead and hear their advice is such a wonderful thing. And so thank you for putting that out there again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anything else you want to add before we go?
I did just want to touch on one thing you said about creativity in the job market right now. One of my favorite things about new grads and current college students is how creative they are. They have so many ideas, so many ways to think outside the box because they haven't been stuck in that box for 30 years of a career. So that's a great opportunity for those of you who are, like I said, current college students or recent grads. Put that creativity to use when you're applying for jobs or internships, because they need creativity right now. Like Marissa said, you know, everything is up in the air. Everything's a little bit crazy right now. So for you to be able to come in and showcase that you're willing to think outside the box and able to come up with creative solutions, that's going to be a huge win for you in the job market right now, or the internship market.
Absolutely. None of us were trained for how to do our jobs in a global pandemic. We're all learning from scratch. And yeah, it creates some interesting questions and opportunities and challenges. And if I think level setting that's where we're all at is a great suggestion. Thank you, Jessi. Where can we find more information about your book?
Awesome. So I will make sure that the link is in the copy for this post as well. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Jessi Beyer International. So feel free to give me a follow there. Come say hi, send me a picture of your dog, whatever you want to do. I'm open for it. But I'd love to connect with you there.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jessi.
Thank you.